Today's headlines are nothing short of intriguing. From high-stakes politics in Washington to seismic shifts across Europe and a historic night on the Eurovision stage. Power is being challenged, legacies tested, and questions raised about justice, leadership, and unity. A controversial bill barely survived its first hurdle in Congress. A former FBI director faces the Secret Service over a cryptic post. And Europe sees a tug-of-war between nationalist fervor and democratic resilience. And just when you think you've caught your breath, breaking health news from two American presidents shakes the political landscape, while music lovers around the globe turn their eyes to Switzerland for a cultural showdown. What does it all mean for the global stage? Who is rising, who's failing, and who's watching from the shadows? Well, I am Star Smart. Stay tuned with us as we unravel the biggest stories shaking the world today. Well, we'll begin with President Donald Trump's ambitious One Big Beautiful Bill Act, designed to overhaul tax policies and bolster border security, narrowly advanced through the House Budget Committee with a 17-16 vote. This progression came after concessions to fiscal conservatives, including delayed Medicaid work requirements and adjustments to the SALT deduction cap. Now, despite these changes, the bill faces criticism for potentially adding 3.3 trillion US dollars to the national debt over a decade. Even with proposed spending cuts of 1.5 trillion US dollars, moderate Republicans expressed concerns over reduction to Medicaid and SNAP funding, highlighting the delicate balance between fiscal responsibility and social welfare. Now, as the bill moves to the Rules Committee, one must ponder, can a legislative package of this magnitude truly reconcile the diverse priorities within the GOP and the broader electorate? Well, we'll move away to James Comey, still on the United States. We see he faces the Secret Service over Cryptic 8647 post. While former FBI Director James Comey is under scrutiny following a social media post reading 8647, which is interpreted by some as a veiled threat against the 47th president, as we know what the 86 mean when it comes to this Morse code. Well, Donald Trump, Comey has met with the United States Secret Service to discuss the post, which has ignited debates over the boundaries of free speech and the responsibilities of public figures. Well, this incident raises critical questions in an era where digital expressions can have profound implications. How do we navigate the fine line between personal expression and perceived threats? Well, away from that, we see the European Union pro-EU candidate Nicușor wins the Romanian presidency. Nicușor, the pro-European Union mayor of Bucharest, has secured Romania's presidency, defeating his ultra-nationalist opponent. Dan's victory signifies a reaffirmation of Romania's commitment to EU integration and democratic values, offering a counter-narrative to the rise of far-right politics in the region. Now, this outcome prompts reflection. In a continent grappling with nationalism, does Dan's win herald a resurgence of pro-European sentiment in Eastern Europe? Well, that is a question we leave to answer. We see that in Portugal when it comes to politics as well. The Democratic Alliance wins snap election without majority, Portugal's centre-right Democratic Alliance emerged victorious in a snap election, but failed to secure an outright majority, obtaining 79 seats in the 230-seat parliament. Now, the far-right Chega party made significant gains, increasing its representation to 48 seats. The fragmented political landscape suggests challenges ahead in forming a stable government. Now, as coalition talks commence, one must ask, how will Portugal navigate governance amidst a polarized parliament and the rising influence of the far-right ideologies? Well, while we're still on the political aspect around the globe, we see that the United Kingdom and the European Union agree on a post-Brexit reset deal. How interesting can this get? Well, the United Kingdom and the European Union have signed this landmark agreement to reset their post-Brexit relationship, focusing on trade, defense, and cooperation. Key elements include reduced trade friction, extended fishing rights for the European Union vessels in the United Kingdom waters until 2038, and the United Kingdom's access to the European Union's €150 billion defense fund. While Prime Minister Keir Starmer hails the deal as a win-win, critics argue it compromises the United Kingdom's sovereignty, and this development only raises pertinent questions on the United Kingdom maintaining its autonomy while fostering closer ties with the European Union. And what does this mean for the future of Brexit's legacy? Well, we'll go back to the United States as an issue for concern has hit around the globe. The former president, ex-POTUS Biden, has been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer that has metastasized to his bones. According to his office, the cancer is hormone sensitive, allowing for effective management. The diagnosis has prompted an outpouring of support from across the political spectrum. The situation underscores the importance of health transparency among public figures and invites contemplation on how does the health of our leaders impact national morale and political stability. And even in this case, it's more of a past leader. Well, we see that irrespective of all that, Trump has wished Biden a fast and successful recovery. In a rare moment of bipartisan goodwill, we saw President Trump extending his best wishes to Joe Biden following the announcement of his cancer diagnosis. While Trump expressed hope for Biden's fast and successful recovery, highlighting the human capacity for empathy beyond political division. Now, this gesture prompts reflection if shared human experience serve as a bridge over the chasm of political polarization. Well, still on the Eurovision, the 2025 Grand Final began in Basel. The Eurovision Song Contest 2025 has commenced in Basel, Switzerland, transforming the city into a vibrant hub of music and culture. The event featured a diverse lineup of performances celebrating Europe's rich tapestry of musical talent. As the contest unfolds, one might ponder, in a world often divided, can music serve as a unifying force that transcends borders and differences? Well, Austria's JJ won this Eurovision 2025. The Austrian singer JJ clinched victory at Eurovision 2025 with his song Wasted Love, securing 436 points. Israel's Yuval Raphael won the public vote but finished second overall. The competition showcased the blend of musical styles and highlighted Europe's rich cultural tapestry. JJ's triumphs invites us to consider how does art reflect and influence the collective emotions and narrative of a continent. Well, away from the entertainment side of the news around the globe, we see Pope Leo XV inaugurated at Mass in St. Peter's Square only yesterday. Well, Pope Leo XV has been officially inaugurated during a Mass in St. Peter's Square, calling for unity and love within the Catholic Church. As the first American Pope, his leadership marks a new chapter for the Vatican, emphasizing inclusivity and compassion. This historic moment leads us to ask, how will Pope Leo XV, how will his unique background shape the future direction of the Catholic Church in a rapidly changing world? Well, we'll leave that in the questions as we take a look at the United Kingdom, which legal aid system hit by major data breach. The United Kingdom's legal aid agency has indeed suffered a significant cyber attack, compromising personal data, including criminal records and information on domestic abuse victims. The breach has raised serious concerns about data security within the justice system and the protection of sensitive information. Well, this incident prompts critical questions in an increasingly digital age. How can institutions safeguard against cyber threats to maintain public trust? Well, that is not all on the news. Before we leave for the flash news, we'll see an interesting case of what seems to be femicide, the killing of 22-year-old Colombian influencer Maria Jose Estupina, she was shot outside her home by a man posing as a delivery driver while she was on live on social media, which has ignited national outrage. Now, her death following a favorable court ruling in a domestic violence case against her ex-partner underscores the pervasive issue of femicide in Latin America and the urgent need for systemic change. This tragedy compels us to reflect: what measures can societies implement to effectively combat gender-based violence and protect vulnerable individuals? Well, as we conclude today's flash news, we reflect on a world in flux, where political shifts, cultural milestones, and pressing social issues intertwine. Who will shape the narrative of tomorrow? And how will today's events be remembered? Well, I am Star Smart. Thank you for joining us. For deeper insight and fearless storytelling, do not miss Undaunted tonight at 8 p.m. Amba time. Thank you for watching. We'll leave you with ABC Amba TV images.